Hey guys, welcome back to Puffalauda, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. We're here on Eel's route. Eel's arm got chopped off last time and he regenerated it, but it was still very disturbing to watch. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. I already read this. Oh, okay, we just fade to black anyways, so never mind. Oh, we're in Eel's perspective now. I don't understand what... Oh, no. What's happening? Where are we? Calling. Speaking. Two figures. They smile softly at me. Why? Why me? Why a face like that, of all things? No matter what I think, I fail to understand, but I feel compelled to respond. If I don't answer that gentle voice, I sense, without any basis, that I'll lose something, but I don't know how to answer. So instead, I try to extend my hand. I just want to hear it, one more time, that voice. I extend my hand to the figures. Wee-oo. This is your Puffalauda trigger warning. So, we're starting off with the trigger warning right off the bat. If you're uncomfortable with violence, then please skip to the time shown on the screen. It's really short, so it's not a big deal. But I do want to say that in Eel's route, it continues to go down this tragic pathway. So if self-harm / suicidal ideation kind of thing makes you feel really uncomfortable, if you're not ready to kind of like experience that, then absolutely I recommend reading about it instead. I think it's easier to kind of separate yourself from the situation. But if you are okay with those things, if you're okay with the violence, of course, and if you're okay with kind of how Eel's route is heading, then let's continue. I'm so close to reaching them. Oh! The figures vanish. What appears in their places? Red. 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 Sinking into it are two... I shout words without meaning and leap. While not as bad as this morning, my breathing is rough. I desperately try to calm it and survey my surroundings to get a grasp of my location. In an empty room at Enchanté. Ah, right. The moment we returned, Ignis and the others forced me to go to bed. Still. I blame the contact with the angels. So they really did seem to know about me. Fortunately, they didn't speak of my background. However, I think that's only a matter of time. No, it is still possible to deal with this. In short, I need to restrain the angels myself before they contact Kotulne and hand them over to the GPM. Furthermore, right now I need to prioritize consideration of something else. Kotulne. I cannot shake the image of her crying face from my mind. She shed tears while grieving at the death of the school of Pakis. But this time, unlike the last, nobody died. Why did she cry? Was it something I did? With staggered steps, I rise from the bed and return to my own room. I reach for the game console set near my hammock. It's not powered on. How far must she have progressed into this? Calculating from the time she started, there's no mistake that she has begun approaching the truth. My brain calls for stillness. Any further is dangerous. Don't get taken in. I've long understood such things. However, in the end, this is all I have to cling to. Gazing at the screen showing only my own face, seeking an answer, I repeat. Oh, God. My head creaks. What is this uncertainty swirling in my chest? For some reason, slowly, inside my head, an unknown black thing swells within my cranium. Oh, God. Someone help this man. Is he alive? Where the fuck are we? What is happening? I don't know who to voice this as. The plan progresses without any deviation. Soon that thing will manifest a nova of mental instability in him. Oh, great. Great. Ew. At my voice, the fools with black-stained wings thrash about in exaggerated motions. I don't know what they would complain about, but there's no need to know. I simply fulfill the task entrusted to me. I narrow my eyes and declare, what the fuck is happening? I don't understand anything that's going on. This is crazy. So, did Eel copy his entire personality from this Ultimate game? I cut the power. This isn't the time to play games. Well, I know that. When I spotted this when I woke up in the morning, I was too curious to leave it. I played a bit more. Even I don't know why I decided to turn the power on. It's just, there is a vague anxiety in my heart. This game could hold some sort of key, or at least I hoped. I need to have a meeting with everyone soon. I should go downstairs. What meeting, you may ask? Of course it has to do with the abductions. Even though it hasn't been a whole day, the amount of kidnappings was growing, and hubbub would soon become impossible for GPM to keep a secret. If it was all over Japan, or also overseas, an excuse could still be made. But the missing people only come from this town, from the vicinity of Enchanté. Due to this, GPM increased their surveillance on Eel significantly. In the middle of this, Rindo makes a bitter face, arriving with a certain person in tow.
GPM 上層部より正式な要請が下りた。
Ew.
天界カイルムの神隠しに加担している打天使の身柄引き渡しを要求する。
Jesus Christ, no. Everyone seems unsurprised, and no one moves. Earlier that morning, Mazir returned. We hoped to speak with him about Kayam and the angels, yet they came at the worst possible timing. As expected, Mazir makes a displeased face and looks straight at Mr. Assistant.
それを聞いてさ、俺たちが素直に「はいどうぞ」なんて応じると本気で思ってるの？第一君さ、開発部の下っ端でしょ？何の権限があってそんなことを言ってるのかな？
Yeah, right, exactly.
いや、それが実は彼ちょこちょこ情報課にも出向に来てて、
その縁で辞令を下された。この店に対し市場を挟む林道薫に代わり、私へ監視役を任ずる。
Ugh. I'm sure Rindo tried to oppose that, but it was no good. I knew that to be the case. While Rindo probably had no desire to help him, makes no attempt to distract him. Or obstruct him.
そちらにどのような事情があっても、イルの身柄を引き渡すわけにはいかん。
なぜ お前たちの許可が必要なのか。
何？
Oh, Connus is about to slap a bitch.
我らはこの店の所有者たる人外の管理者、つまりマスターに対し交渉を持ちかけている。ただの客に過ぎないお前たちに口を挟む権利はない。
The conversation suddenly swings to me. That's not possible. Suddenly demanding us to hand Eel over to you is too much. Without hesitating, I refuse. Stay calm, I say this to myself, and face Mr. Assistant. True, Eel has his secrets, but I'm the owner of Enchanté. I need to trust my regular customers more than some unknown researchers. Of course, Eel has some sort of relation to the angels. After all, they come from the same homeland and they're the same race. But isn't it too much to suspect him just because of that?
奴が天使たちの協力要請を受けたという証言をしたのは他ならぬお前のはずだ。
That's true, but Eel fought them. He saved my friend. Isn't that better evidence than anything that he refused their request?
あらかじめ奴らと辻褄を合わせ演技をした可能性もある。
Oh my god. Is there any proof of that? The silence must indicate otherwise. I start to say silent to press the point further, but I take a big breath. I believe in Eel. There's no way he would help with kidnappings.
それはいかなる理由を根拠にした宣誓なのか。
Huh? My body stiffens at the unexpected rebuttal. Mr. Assistant's cold voice resounds from under his head. For some reason, I feel an unexplained sense of dread. Because Eel's really honest and...
素直。それがあの堕天使の正しき本質だと。天使の生態を完璧に理解した上で、お前は間違いないと断言できるのか。
I want to say of course.
ダメージを確認。肉体損傷 10% を超過。自己再生プログラムを起動。霊力の代替エネルギーとして地下の流脈より気を組み上げ変換。肉体の再構築を開始します。
That memory flashes by in my head, blocking my throat from objecting. I thought he would mercilessly press the point. Contrary to my expectations, Mr. Assistant doesn't question further.
根拠がなくとも引き渡しに拒否の意を示されたのは事実。だがこちらにも決定的な証拠がない。
Shouldn't he be like innocent until proven guilty though? I don't understand.
強行策に出たとして5年前の戦闘と同じ結果になるのは明らか。よって交渉方針を変更する。妥協案として天使の捕獲計画への協力をお前たちに要請しよう。
Angel arrest?
肯定だ。実行は今晩。この条件を飲むのなら堕天使の身柄引き渡しを要求しない。
I look around at everyone to see if it would be dangerous to accept.
僕は悪くはない意見だと思う。天使たちを捕まえて真実を語らせれば、イルの無実は証明されるし。
I think it would, I would be okay with it if everybody comes along. If everyone is not coming along and it's just Kotone, I don't think she should go.
だな。それにこのまま天使どもの好き勝手にさせんのはうざってえし。馴染みのある人間たちに被害が及ぶのも好ましくない。
With Frendo's advice, Canis and Ignis nod in approval. Only Mazir maintains his silence. But I want to prove Eel's innocence too. I understand. We'll cooperate in whatever way we can. Following the majority vote, I give the final answer to as the owner.
けど捕獲っつってもどうすんだよ。罠でも張んのか。
肯定。おとりを用い天使が行動を起こすのを待つ。
A lure, you say? Don't tell me you're going to use a person. There, Rendo shakes his head in denial.
そりゃさすがに厳しいだろうから、ミシェルに幻覚とかそういう類の協力を頼めるとこっちはありがたいんだけどね。
もちろんできなくはないよ。だけど俺夜はどうしても魔界に帰らなきゃいけないんだよね。
Why is he being so hesitant? Oh, right. You always go back every day, at least before the turn of date.
だから作戦に参加しても途中離脱が濃厚だね。今すぐ魔界に戻っていいならもろもろ用事を片付けてくるから、たとえ夜でも余裕で手伝うんだけどさ。
その意見を却下する。お前たち自身もあの打天使に対する協力関係の疑いがある。
Oh, that's so sus. It's because Mazir is like really powerful, so they don't want him to go.
よって作戦開始まで人間界を離れることを禁ずる。当然禁を破ればあの打天使に対する権威は深まり、より今後の自由に制限がかかるものと思え。
Ugh. That means Mazir is going to be forced to leave in the middle of everything? By the way, do you have any intent of letting Eel join the operation?
容疑者に参加する資格があるとでも。
Right.
ならばメディオから現実に長けた妖精を何匹か連れてこよう。少々扱いには困るだろうが、女王からの命令があればどうにかできるであろう。
At Connis's suggestion, Mr. Assistant says it would be useful and makes arrangements for time. Then he accepts a temporary return.
よし、じゃあ決まりだな。
Taking Ignis hitting his two clenched fists together as a signal, the plan is set. It will execute tonight. We projected the time of the next kidnapping, which is when the fairies will scatter decoys. Connis and Ignis, along with multiple GPM personnel, will patrol the area. If any angels trip a trap, they'll rush over and restrain them. Rendo will be at the GPM headquarters to take command of the Intelligence Division personnel. Me and the suspect Eel, along with Mr. Assistant as a monitor, will stay in the shop. Mazir will also stay at the shop on standby and will rush over if something happens. I know I'd just get in the way, but I hated not being able to contribute. After the roles were divided out, I was sighing in dejection when...
女子くんだっけ。一つ意見させてもらっていい？
With a face hard to read for emotions, Mazir speaks to Mr. Assistant.
わざわざ夜を待たなくてもさ、今すぐに天使を捜索すればいい話じゃない？
Good point, good point.
昼では人払いにも限界がある。
そんなのこっちの認識阻害でどうとでもなるよね。
発見したとして人のいる場で戦闘が発生した場合、その席を GPM が追い切れる保証はない。
My guy, do you not remember when Minotaurs were like charging through the streets? I'm pretty sure GPM can survive. Neither hides their suspicion, and the two silently press their views into each other.
これ以上の議論は無駄と判断する。意を唱えるほど打天使への疑いが深まると知れ。
God, I wish that someone would just rip the mask off of his face. He's just being such a manipulative bastard, being like, oh, well, if you keep asking questions, it's going to be held against you and your friend.
では、監視業務のため、私にも部屋を提供してもらおう。
Ew, I don't want him to live here. Oh, in that case, there's an empty...
アベカリアの検査の際、内部構造は把握している。案内は不要だ。
Okay, rude ass. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Mr. Assistant cuts off the dispute on his hand and then quietly goes up the stairs. The inside of the shop is suddenly silent. During this, Connis walks over to Mazir.
ミシェル、お前にも問いたいことがある。作戦まで時間がない。担当直入に聞くぞ。
While he initially tilts his head in puzzlement at Connis's stern words, Mazir quickly goes back to listening.
思えばお前は以前から イルのことを気にかけていたな。外出制限などの過保護が最たる例だろう。ミシェル、イルが外出することにやはり反対なのか？
そりゃこいつは一人で放っておくと何するかわかんねえし、あいつと二人で出かけんのも初めてだろうけどよ。そこまで過保護に見ることはねえんじゃねえか。実際俺よりずっと年上なんだしよ。
みんなの意見もわかるんだけど、それでも心配は心配っていうか。
今までは我と同様、イルの危うさに影響されているものだと思っていたが、実際は違うのではないか。今回の一件やイルの過去について何か知っているからこそ悟られぬよう彼を庇護していたのではないか。
That really was direct. I mean, Mazir was the one who first was in the cafe, right? And then Eel showed up. So that means that Mazir saw Eel in the very beginning. And so he probably does know something, I don't know. Everyone here waits for Mazir to start moving his lips. After a lengthy silence, Mazir slightly averts his gaze under Canis' questioning, then...
知らないよ、何も。むしろ知ってたらどんなに良かったことか。
What was that, Mazir? I can't hear you, you're talking so softly. He mutters this somewhat bitterly. Yikes. Afterwards, at the same time Rindo returns to the GPM for the operation. With almost singing, with an almost singing, elegant yawn, Il comes down the stairs. Effects of the day before's injury, or agitation from the events, it's as though not a single trace remains of such things. Without noticing my sense of discomfort, Il heads at his own pace to an empty seat.
おはようってお前、降りてこねえと思ったらマジで寝てやがったのか。
昨日おとなしく寝ろと指示したのはあなたとカヌスでは？私はそれに従ったまでですが。
そうだな。てめえはそういうやつだったよ。
誘拐の嫌疑がかかっているとは思えぬほどののんきさだな。
嫌疑？何の話です？
You see, with a bit of awkwardness, I start talking to Il when... Il lightly presses his temples and groans. Il, are you okay? You really must still feel unwell.
いえ、大丈夫です。それよりも話の続きをお願いしても？
Is he really okay? While concerned, I explained the general situation to Il.
なるほど。確かにこの状況では私に疑いの目がかかるのは仕方のないことですね。
That's putting it lightly.
しかし事実ですので、ここで違うとわめいたところで容疑が晴れるわけでもありません。ですが本当に全員で天使の捕獲を？どうもそれにだけは抵抗が。
お前への疑いを晴らすためだっての。ぶつくさ文句言うんじゃね
え。イル、この際だ。展開がいかなる世界なのか、お前の口から語ってはくれぬか。
それなら以前林道の聞き取り調査の際に語りましたよ。美しい世界だと。
For some reason, everyone looks at me at the same time. Just a feeling, but they want me to start talking with Il and get information and out of him, I think. Fine, I don't mind. Then for start, I say this and start searching for words that Il will swallow. I don't know why it said for start. I think it should have been for starters, but What kind of world is it? I can already see asking that will only get a vague answer like just now. In that case, alright, it's settled. Il? About Kayam. Besides angels and fallen angels, what kinds of things exist in that world?
神がいますね。
Huh, I see. God. God? He said it so casually. Everyone shouts in surprise at the same time. By God, you mean that God?
はい。天使が仕える天上のお方です。
What?
さすがにこれは予想外かな。
So he's like besties with God?
なぜ皆がそこまで驚いているのかはわかりませんが、
It seems like Il decides we want more details about God.
天使たちにとって神、あのお方の命令は絶対です。逆に言えば、それ以外の理由で行動することはない。打天使はその命令に背くか、あのお方が定めた法を破り落ちた存在。私もそれに該当しますね。
But notice how the angels earlier had black wings? I don't think Il has black wings. I'm pretty sure Il has white wings, no?
ほうだ。お前んとこにも人間界みてえなめんどくさいルールがあんだな。
まあ。
だとすると、今回の神隠しはまさに文字通り神本人が企ててるってわけね。
Il nods yes.
ですが、どうにも解せぬことが。以前林道にも語っていましたが、展開は非常に閉鎖的な世界です。ホールの件もありますし、異世界に対する警戒程度はしますが、それ以外には徹底的に無関心を貫きます。故に人間を誘拐するなど、自らトラブルを起こすような真似はしないはずなのですが。
戦争でも起こす気なんじゃねえのか。人間界を支配してとか。
Oh my god. And on that note, we're gonna stop here. Imagine if the fucking angels are trying to start a war. That would be terrible. The humans would lose immediately. They have God on their side, literally. So I don't know how we would win that. But next episode, I guess we're gonna figure out, I mean, like, maybe we'll meet God at some point, which is crazy. Oh my god. Literally.